next show will start in 9 minutes.
What is it?
Say,
What is it?
hey, why it's Buttercup. Popcorn, add sweet green butter to hot popcorn. Mix it up, wrap it up, Buttercup is born.
It's delicious.
So nutritious.
It's a taste delight.
It's so munchy,
Crisp and crunchy.
you'll enjoy each bite. Eat butter-drenched Buttercup, popcorn at its best.
Served in a king-size cup.
It beats all the rest.
The next show will start in 8 minutes.
For refreshment. For your enjoyment, there's hot, fresh popcorn, tempting, delicious hot dogs, and so many kinds of ice cream. And of course, sparkling, delicious, ice-cold Coca-Cola for everybody at the refreshment counter now. Remember, your favorite snack will taste especially good with world-famous ice-cold Coca-Cola.
The next show will start in 7 minutes. The next show will start in 6 minutes. While you're relaxing and waiting for the next show to begin, visit our snack bar. The next show will start in 5 minutes. next show will start in 4 minutes.
There's time?
Sure, there's still time to visit our famed snack bar, where we offer a wide variety of good things to eat and drink to top off your evening. Want a suggestion? How about enjoying a treat we're famous for? A refreshing cup of smooth, chocolatey good Jubilee hot chocolate. Such a comforting, special kind of drink, and a favorite with folks of all ages. Hot chocolate goes down real easy this time of night, makes you feel warm and altogether wonderful. Bet you've never tasted hot chocolate quite as good as we make it. Enjoy a cup tonight.
Hot dogs with your favorite trimming for men and boys, girls and women. Dress them up to suit your taste. They're good. So good.
The next show will start in 3 minutes. The next show will start in 2 minutes. The next show will start in 1 minute.
Jim Rex? What's Jim Rex? Would you believe a movie audience guide presented as a public service by this theater's management to help you select your motion picture entertainment? Well, that's what it is. And we urge you to learn these rating symbols and use them as a guide for you and your family. G means suggested for general audiences, all ages. M, suggested for mature audiences, parental discretion advised. R, restricted, persons under 16 not admitted unless accompanied by parent or adult guardian. X, persons under 18 will not be admitted. This seal in advertising indicates that the film was approved under the Motion Picture Code of Self-Regulation.
Hi, folks. I'm Rico.
Oh, Nacho.
He's Peppy.
See?
You can find us at the concession stand in the lobby.
Along with all sorts of other tasty goodies.
See?
Rico's Nachos, a refreshingly new and different snack discovery. Chock full of high-quality ingredients, crisp, fresh tortilla chips, covered with creamy aged cheddar cheese, topped off with zesty jalapeno pepper rings. Rico's Nachos, out of sight.
Remember, folks, we're the new star at the snack bar. Rico's Nachos, a new taste treat you can't beat.
See?
Rico's Nachos, on sale at the snack bar now.
About to witness the takeoff of the first manned rocket to outer space. We pick up the count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0!
We're off to visit the planets. There are treats galore in the stars. Venus is loaded with candy, and ice cream is found upon Mars. The soda pop's fizzing on Saturn. When you're thirsty, it sure hits the spot. And Jupiter's really jumping with popcorn that's buttered and hot. But the best of them all is the planet, where all of these treats are at hand. And that is the spot we now head for, our theater refreshment stop.
Good evening. It's intermission time. And during the next 10 minutes, we invite you to visit our refreshment stand located in the center of the drive-in. Our service is friendly and quick. You'll find hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, your favorite candies, hot and cold beverages, other delicious snacks. So add to your fun of watching the movie. Visit our refreshment stand right now during our 10-minute intermission. We're glad to have you with us tonight, and we hope you'll come to see us often. It's great to get out to the movies.
Today we're interviewing a stomach.
Hello there.
What is life like as a stomach?
Oh, boy, it was humdrum. I mean, until what's-his-name discovered Tony's Pizza.
Tony's Pizza?
Yeah, I was suffering from the pizza cravings until Tony's came along. Crispy crust and zesty sauces. Wow.
And so now... What's that?
Another pizza craving. Just thinking about Tony sets it off.
Oh, where are you going?
He's going to get a Tony's Pizza, and I follow him anywhere.
Does your stomach send you pizza craving signals? Oh, wow. Tony's, the Pizza Cravers Pizza. Available at the concession stand.
Flavos, the delicious oriental treat that's out of this world for taste-tempting goodness. Light and delicious, full of tender, juicy, fresh shrimp meat. It's America's favorite shrimp rolls. Try Flavos. You'll say they're shrimply delicious.
Hungry? We have it. Kettle from the popper. There are other treats for you, too, such as fresh candies and ice cream. Visit the Refreshment Center now. Enjoy a delicious snack and ice-cold Coca-Cola.
Sneaking out to the drive-in? Why not take the kiddies along and save the expense of a sitter? Everyone enjoys the drive-in.
Please replace the speaker on its rack when you're ready to leave. Failure to do so will damage both the speaker and your car. We'll be grateful, and so will the patrons who follow you.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now.
We're now just 1 minute away from the beginning of our next feature. For your convenience, our refreshment stand will remain open after the feature begins, so you still have time to add to the fun of watching the movie. Before we begin our next feature, we'd like to remind you to replace your speaker before leaving the theater. If it is accidentally damaged, please notify someone at the refreshment stand. Again, thank you for coming out to the drive-in tonight. As you leave, please drive carefully and come back soon. Please replace the speaker on its rack when you're ready to leave. Failure to do so will damage both the speaker and your car. We'll be grateful, and so will the patrons who follow you.
Projectionist, stop the show. Here's great news you ought to know. We've just got a shipment of taste-thrilled treats, all tip-top quality and delicious eats. There are hot dogs and popcorn and candy galore. There's soft drinks and coffee and a whole lot more. So direct your steps to our refreshment stand to enjoy the finest snacks in all the land.
You have 10 minutes till showtime.
You've seen the show. It was quite a treat. But now you'd like something to eat, so right this way to the concession stand serving Castleberry's, the best in the land. Yes, sir. Castleberry's is real southern barbecue. Choice cuts of meat slowly cooked over open pits of smoldering oak coals for honest-to-goodness barbecue flavor. You'll also find hot coffee, cold soft drinks, and delicious ice cream in our snack bar to go with your Castleberry sandwich. Just look at that generous helping of rich, juicy barbecue. Yum, yum. For a real taste thrill, Castleberry's barbecue will fill the bill.
The next show will start in 9 minutes.
Golden pure creamery butter, rich, flavorful, satisfying. That's what it takes for the finest buttered popcorn, and that's what we use. See for yourself why there's no showtime treat to equal the crisp, delicious flavor of hot popcorn that's bathed in real melted butter. It's at the concession stand now.
Now listen, now listen, now listen. I'm the Dairy Queen, won't you come with me along the milkshake way? I've got lots of good surprises, fresh and yummy for you every day. There are malts and shakes and sundaes too, whenever you stop. And of course your very, very favorite, the cone with the curl on top.
You don't have to just dream about Dairy Queen. Your favorite Dairy Queen treat is a refreshing reality at your nearest Dairy Queen store.
The next show will start in 8 minutes.
Hey! They're ready, folks.
For refreshment that is great.
If it's early or it's late,
It's Orange Crush.
Orange Crush, the drink that's extra good.
Fresh fruit flavor.
That's for me, it tastes better.
Naturally.
Orange Crush,
Get some right away.
Visit our refreshment stand right away for delicious Orange Crush and all kinds of good things to eat.
Check, testing 1, 2, fuck it. Yeah. Sure. Good morning. How are we today?
ray of fucking sunshine. That's me. Anywho. Cancer got another one. Another one from the old days. Gary McKendry. One of the kids from the past. Passed away. My condolences to the family. Cancer sucks. Yeah. Fuck cancer. It's gonna get me, but I don't give a fuck. Come get me, bitch. I'm gonna take cancer to hell with me. I wish I could. I wish I could be the last person to die from cancer. I would. Even if I didn't have cancer right this second, I would volunteer to be the last person to fucking have cancer. Give it to me. Give it all to me. I'll fucking take it. I'm so fucking sick of seeing it on other people. Anywho, this week we wrap up a Viewer's Choice Month, so any last requests you want to get in this week, do it. This week and next week, we are starting a new batch of TV guides. This is for the end of October through the beginning of November. I got a lot of Octobers here. Man, there is a lot of Octobers. Jeez Louise, a lot of great covers too. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get into that at some point. Good morning. It is nearing the end of September. If you notice, the lights are on today. The lights are on, but nobody's home. Even though my house guest is gone, I actually slept on the bed that he was using. It's still in the living room here. We were feeling crappy over the weekend. Not fluish. Joey unfortunately had a flu the last week he was here, so he left a day late and left a few things behind intentionally. There was one thing he did not leave intentionally, and that was the cable for his computer. So we're going to send that off in the mail today. We'll probably send it like today, because that's about the most efficient. It's going to get there in a couple of days. So Mom said he's not going to use it. He's going to be working or sleeping the first couple of days. I said, yeah, you're right. But there could be like a computer emergency. Oh my God, I need to get online like now. I guess that's what the phone is for nowadays. So there you go. There you go. My cup does read, I am a ray of fucking sunshine, because I am. Just like that. And of course my shirt, I don't like morning people or mornings or people, because I'm just feeling that way today. I slept out here last night because I was up late. My body just did not cooperate yesterday, so I took the day off. I just laid there. I could not, I was irregular. I could not function properly. So I just kind of laid there and then tried to eat a little and nap a little, and I'm much better this morning. I'm feeling much more regular this morning. So there you go. I was miserable. I was miserable yesterday. We had a great day on Saturday. Took Joy to the airport and then went to the mall, and my daughter grabbed a few things for upcoming birthdays. Hey, hi Susie, how are you? I am a ray of fucking sunshine. That's me. Just call me Ray. No, call me Jay. No, call me Ray J. I'll tell you what. Just don't call me late for dinner. Or you can call me Ray, and you can call me Jay, and you can call me Ray J, but don't call me J Ray. Remember that guy? Huh? Remember him? Yeah. Now that's 70s and 80s right there, baby. Totally. Do it. I got a new bag of do-wits this morning. I treated myself last night because I was just dying. Rising Sun, is that appropriate? It's Rising Sun. It's a hybrid. I believe it's a sativa-leaning hybrid, but it's pretty damn good. So since we got a guest here and their regulars already here, we're gonna go in, cover me, and then I'll show you some of the things that we got. So, totally. The kids went to Chicago last week, and they brought back some stuff, all kinds of cool stuff. I don't know where to start. This here, these guys here. This is a rocket capsule from the Aurora 7 rocket ship mission. This is a robot at the Museum of Space and Technology, Chicago. What are those wax figures that you get printed out? Little mold, injection mold thing. Well, that weed is... that weed bites you right in the poo-poo. Be sure to get more of that weed. Okay, bye. Oh, man. Yeah, baby. Coffee. That'll help. Coffee. What else did they bring back? These are my letters here. They did squashed pennies. Oh, this hat. This green earth hat. Joey gave this to me. Thank you, Joey. I love you, brother. You're awesome. Here is a... Oh, maybe we'll do both. A squashed penny and a coin. A transportation gallery and an earth squashed penny. A globe. So she asked, which one do you want? And I said, ooh, the earth one, because it'll go with my hat. And Joey asked me, which one do I want? And I said, the airplane, the jet. And he said, I knew you were going to take that one. I don't know why. If it was a rocket, I might have taken that one. My daughter got me this book. She knows I love books on places. So she got me Chicago's Parks, a photographic history, which is really cool. So I'm going to indulge in sitting. I love coffee table books. I do. I love picture books. Lots of big, bold pictures of stuff and then little captions. To me, that's a coffee table book. You know, where you're just going, wow, look at that. Some of my favorite coffee table books are these from the past, this great series, Images of America. I've got some on our hometown, and I'm going to have to get some of Joshua Tree here where we live now. But also I love the picture books, and they're a series called From Above, and they're just images of aerial shots and satellite photos of different areas. So I think I've got one of Los Angeles, and if I had glasses on I could see some of the other ones. But another one that I have that's really fun is Los Angeles then and now, and it's got a lot of great shots of LA and Hollywood, what it used to look like just when it was at its beginning, and then like in the 70s and 80s when the book was published. Most of the books that I have were printed back in the 80s or earlier. So there you go, baby. There you have it. There it is, right there in front of you. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. That's what. Let's see. What else did we get? We got a lot of cool stuff. Oh, we've literally got like a half dozen little orbs, little origami orbs that Joey left for us, which is pretty damn cool because I can't do that shit. I don't have patience for that. He also left this. This is one of those dextrahosters, just one of them funny-sided thingies. I don't know how many sides it's got. It's got 1, 2, and then we go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's a 12-sided thing here. He said he's got one at home because he's like a genius at this. My wife's like, how long would it take you to do that? And I said, well, depending on how fucked up it is, maybe 3, 4 years. Yeah, ain't no fucking way, baby. This is not me. I used to be able to fiddle around with the Rubik's Cube, which my daughter has one here somewhere, probably in her room. But nah, that was tough enough. No, thank you. And they're just weird looking, you know? They're just weird. Like, how the hell do you... no fucking way. No. We went to the mall Saturday, and I finally got my watch a new battery. And the guy said, hey, looks like Kennedy's telling the time again. That's pretty cool. It's my Kennedy watch. I like my Kennedy watch. And it says 1980, the coin on there. Totally. So now I can wear my watch again. I like to go out in public places with like wearing a watch, right? And carrying a book, right? And sit down in the middle of people on their phones and open up a book and look at my watch and read. Yeah, it's like, that's weird. People are like, who the fuck is this guy? Where's he living? Jeez. What's that thing he's got in his hand? What's on his wrist? What's that thing on his... Can I see your wrist, sir? What's that thing on your wrist? Is that an iWatch or something? Is that the new i? No. Dipshit, it's a fucking watch. A timepiece. That's it. What else does it do? It smacks you upside the fucking head, idiot. Excuse me. Oh my god. I was asking a question. You're a doofus. No, really. It wouldn't surprise me if people were like, what's that on your wrist? Especially, you know, people under the age of like 20. What the hell is that? That's cool. Is that jewelry? Yeah, it's jewelry. Yeah. It's jewelry. I've been wearing my Teepsises a lot lately. Not in the morning. I come out of the bathroom last night with a pair of tweezers and put it in my hand and say, look, honey, another piece of tooth. It worked its way up from my gum. This one was right up front, and it was there, and it was a little jagged piece, and I'm like, this has got to be just a piece, right? Because it didn't feel like it was connected to anything. So I went and I grabbed the tweezers, reached, and I went, yeah, pulled it right out with like My daughter's like, you just pulled it right out? I'm like, yeah, it just came right out. It was just sitting there. And all the time I was wearing my dentures and using the glue and stuff to wear them. You'd think that glue would have pulled that piece out. Nope. And then when I reached in with the tweezers to pull it out, it was just it's not like I had to tug or anything. I just grabbed it. It's like it picked it off the outside of my... It was ridiculous. I imagine that's going to keep happening for a while. Little pieces of bone are going to keep working their way out. I think that's what's happening on the inside right now. And that is the morning denture report. What else am I going to talk about on my show but my stupid crap? I didn't fiddle around with the guitar yesterday. I really, really wanted to. Right? In fact, I had to go out last night. As lousy as I felt, it was my wife's birthday last night, so I didn't want to force her to go out. She had to go clean a house by herself because I was feeling like garbage. And then we were tabling the idea of going out to dinner last night, but my daughter had to write 2 papers, right? One of them she turned in on time. The other one she's had to turn in late because she was just overwhelmed. And I said, well, stay up and turn it in tonight if you can, because the timestamp on it is going to show that you handed it in a little bit after, so she won't diminish your grade too much. The later you hand it in, the more she's going to think about, well, you're just slacking, right? But the last one, the late one, is one that she had to get an extension on, and she was really bummed that she couldn't hand it in on time. So she'll work it out. This is not going to destroy her. She gets such good grades that this isn't even going to be a dent. Totally. I'm so happy I got my watch working, you know. Yep. There it is. It's right on time. It's just 5:19, which means it used to be 4:20. Shut up. Yeah. I might as well put my watch on because that's why I own it, so that I can wear it. And it's really cool. In fact, the last time the girls went down, they got me this band. It had a band on it that just started kind of coming apart because it was old. So they got this really nice brown leather band to replace it. And I love it. And I just love it. I'm a model. Hi there. How's it going? Totally. There's a football. Give me the football. I'll do this in the model. That's enough of that. Anywho, let's see. I'm sure there's some other things around here from Chicago and that stuff that we haven't gotten to yet, and we'll kind of get to it throughout the week. Last week we had no lights on. All right, it's 4:20 somewhere. Habba Luby. We got some really cool things. We were going to the mall to grab my daughter some gifts for her friends because it's birthday season amongst her clan. But of course, my wife and daughter, they like to spoil me with stuff. So my wife bought me this Peanuts calendar. And what's great about it is that inside each day has a new cartoon. And it was like this one or the wall calendar. And I thought, you know what? This one is going to give me a lot more pleasure because it's every day. And then every single day I get to look at a new one and read it and have fun with it. And then tear it off very gently and put it in a little stack, probably probably back in the box and save them. Because, yeah, I love me some peanuts. Speaking of, my daughter likes to go to these Asian shops and pick up their little collectibles, right? And she got me this retro Snoopy appliances. So it's Snoopy and or Woodstock on these little retro appliances, right? So my daughter asks me, which one do you want? She always asks me, which one do you think it is, right? And I said, well, I want the TV, right? And she says, all right. She says, okay. She wants the typewriter. So we opened it up, and right away we could look at the Lego pieces, because it's a Lego retro Snoopy. And as soon as we saw the pieces, we knew that it was the typewriter. So she won on that one. There are some times where she asks and we get it right on the nose. It's like, what do you think it is? And we give it our best guess. One of her friends bought her a little collectible thing. I can't remember what it was, right? But it was in a big box, and she said that she was specifically trying to find this one. And my daughter opened it up, and it was that one. And she said, you know what? I held like 5 or 6 of them and went, yeah, this is the one. How bizarre is that, right? Sometimes you just nail it. Yeah, she likes those little green globby dudes that round heads, and they're just like a silhouette body. Little blurby thing. I don't know what they're called. I really don't. Oh yeah. I am just gonna keep doing bong hits all morning, and then I am gonna lay back down and then get up and take my daughter to school. She has a class today on campus, so we're gonna run down to the desert and do her thing and get that done and get back up here. And then I don't know what the hell is going on. At some point, probably next week, getting into next month, we're going to get back into Minecrafting. And I think whatever we're able to do is going to determine whether or not we're going to do a new season or just continue out this season with the old game. Next season we may start a new game, Minecraft. What I'd like to do, or maybe take the game that we have and maybe use that and go all the way with it, because I've rarely gone all the way to the end of the game, and it's pretty easy if you can collect the right things. And I believe we have the right things to do that, the right elements and the right gear and stuff. So I'm going to be talking to my daughter about that, and then along with Minecrafting, at some point when my daughter's on break, and we have time to hang out, I'll put her on Fortnite and have her play Fortnite for us. What was really fun was, it was kind of a bummer because of my daughter's schooling and Joey being sick and me being under the weather, and just the way things worked out, we really didn't have enough time together when Joey was here. On the last night that he was here, we hooked his computer up to the TV, and my wife and I sat and hung out while Joey played, now I'm not going to remember the name, Fire Emblem That's what it was. The Japanese version of Fire Emblem. I think it was from 1995 video game. So that it was really pixelated. And the little characters popped around and tick, 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 tick. And it was one of those turn-based games. So you would move your pieces, and then the action would happen, and then the other game, the AI would move, and then so it was kind of a back and forth, kind of like chess, right? And the music was tedious because it was that weird little, 64-bit. Ding 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 ding. It was just weird. So we turned that off. It still had the little in between, dun da da da, during a battle and stuff. But for the most part, the music was off. So we listened to ELO Flashback, and we just hung out and goofed on the game and laughed and talked and laughed and talked. And it was really, really nice, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that when he comes back, because he better, he's coming back in December, if not sooner, but probably for a couple of days in December to go to a concert with my daughter. So it's, I wish we had a really big, giant house, That's it. Because I don't like, now that Joey's like family, I don't like sending him like to an Airbnb to stay. We have a tiny little house here, but I would just prefer him to stay here, right? No matter what, because it just feels better with him here. So, anywho, enough about that. You're getting sappy, dude. What the hell? Yeah, I love me some Joey. And it's neat having new friends and getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Hey Susie, you guys should come on over and hang out in Joshua Tree for a week. You guys would dig it, baby. Some good stuff. Yep, the desert's a kooky, crazy place. In fact, last night some friends invited us out. We didn't go, of course, because I was feeling sluggish at best. But they invited us down the street to one of the many, many venues in town here, where a friend of theirs was performing guitar music. And I was really bummed, but at the same time, I could barely drag my ass out to the store. So I asked my wife. I said, "Hey, look, I always feel like shit. So don't think that you're saving me any trouble. But if you want to go out, let's go out. Let's go out and have a drink, listen to some music for an hour or something." She said, I ain't feeling it either." So there you go. Normally, I would have tried to tell my wife, "Now you stay home and I'll go clean the house." Hey, WW, wake up, kids. Oh, sure. It's easy for you to say. At least I got the lights on, dude. Totally. Cheers. All right, I got to put some heat on this, and then we're going to do bingers for all. All right, I'll be right back. No, really. I'm telling you. Boy. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, let's see what WW is saying here. He's thumbing up a storm here. Hey, cool. I like that. Hey, good looking. What? That's Hank Williams, baby. God's cooking. How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we could make us a brand new recipe? I got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill. I know a little spot right over the... Shut up, that's enough of that. Ah, I love that song. Old Hank. Some Bob Wills. Oh man, I used to listen to the shit out of that stuff when I was like 13, 14 years old. And I was going to the swap meet a lot, selling a lot of nuts. Got my watch on. And they always had that shit playing right in the middle of the swap meet, where all the kind of little pathways converged at this little snack area, and the speakers blasting out the same. It was like an 8-track, and it was just playing over and over and over. Hank 1. Hank 3 kicks ass. Don't get me wrong. I'm just going by the way it's seniority. I think it does go seniority, right? Don't get me wrong. Hank 2 and Hank 3 both kick ass. Hank 3. They both kick ass. Exactly. I think it's just seniority. I think we got 1, 2, and 3. And you have to look at the beginnings. You have to look at the era, the style of music. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. But, man. H3, what a dude. Dude, I'm telling you. Let me get this bong hit going. I don't want to piss anybody off. Hank 2 is your favorite. Hank 1 is my favorite. I love me some Hank 2 and 3, though. But Hank 1, definitely for me. It's just because I'm older. That's all. It's because that's what I heard. That's what I heard growing up. I didn't know nothing about no Hank 2 when I was growing up. I knew that voice, and I knew those songs. Oh, Kalijah. Oh, Kalijah. What a fucking song. Yeah, just great stuff. It does. It does. And it depends on how much you can immerse yourself in that genre. If you can really steep yourself in it, then Hank 1 is like you're going, wow, this is the shit. I mean, it's like watching monster movies and going back and watching Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney and the other masters, and then you go, oh, now I get it. When you really just soak yourself in it, the jacuzzi of old Western music, right? Yeah. I've never heard that. I've never heard that. So let's oh jeez, I gotta start keeping up with this shit. Keeping up with the Krapdashians. Let me see. I'm just gonna write here in the notes. Catherine Deneuve. Hank 3, H3. Straight to hell. There we go. I'm just gonna. Hank 1's song Lost Highway rings a bell, but I'm always lost, so that's difficult to know. Seriously, I don't. It's hard for me to recall titles, especially from back then. There were a few where the titles were easy to remember. Lost Highway sounds like it's starting to come back to me. I gotta go back there and stand there in the middle of the swap meet and listen to that tape run through, right? Yeah, baby. Ooh. Hank. So I guess I'm gonna pull out some Hank Williams Sr., right? And see if I can, let me find some Hank, because that'll be the album of the day. So I'll be right back. Pardon my absence for such a long time there, but I had to dig into the record pile. The greatest hits of Hank Williams. Now we've got I Can't Help It, You Win Again, Cold, Cold Heart, Take These Chains From My Heart, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Half As Much, Your Cheatin' Side 2, Your Cheatin' Heart, There Will Be No Teardrops Tonight, I Could Never Be Ashamed of You, May You Never Be Alone, Mansion of the Hill, and My Heart Would Know. And then record 2, I didn't realize this is it's a double in here. Wow, that's crazy. And what's really weird is one of these LPs, it seems like it's small. No, it's they almost looked different sizes. Okay, side 1 of record 2, Move It Over. Oh, that's a great one. Setting the Woods on Fire, Hey Good Lookin', Why Don't You Leave Me, Why Don't You Love Me, Honky Tonkin', Howlin' at the Moon, side 2, Jambalaya, Mind Your Own Business, Kalijah. Is that what it is? Kalijah? It's a CAW-LIGA. Kalijah, I guess that's what it is. Nobody's Lonesome for Me, Rooty Tooty, and I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive. This is from 1972, this compilation here. And it says Volume 1. So apparently there's going to be more to this. So there's something to look for. I guess I should look for a Volume 2, but there we go. There's the album of the day. Hoo-yah! Hank Williams. Let's see. Oh, here we go. We've got his favorite. Williams is I Saw the Light, Hank 1, Born to Boogie, Hank 2, and Family Tradition, Hank 2. Yeah, that's a good one. Those are great. Those are great. You weren't here earlier, right, when I announced that I got a battery in my watch, so now I'm able to tell time without looking at my phone. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I do believe I have some Hank Williams Jr. If I am going to find any Hank 3, it's going to have to be on LP, because everything that I look for to purchase has got to be on LP. If I can't find it on LP, it either has to be really important to find it on anything else, or I just won't get it, right? Because I gotta stick to my guns here, you know. Pressure is the first one on the album. A country boy can survive. Nice. Yeah, you see, I heard a lot of Hank 2 growing up. Of course, he did the Monday Night Football theme, so everybody knew of Hank 2, right? H2. H2. Oh. Yeah. So he was all over the place. In fact, I went to I would have to confirm this with a friend, but I believe I went to a county fair where he was playing Hank 2 back in the 90s, I believe. It was late 80s, early 90s. I think it was something like that. I'm just spitballing here, trying to pull stuff out of my cobwebbed brain. But I think I'm in the right ballpark there. Tennessee Stud. That's the kind of wood that you build your house of down there in the South. Tennessee Stud. Shut up. That was stupid. That was dumb. That was dumb. Hey. That was dumb. Don't ever say that again. Shut up. Oh. Pisses me off. Oh, I gotta do a bong hit. That's what see? I knew there was something wrong. Something was off. On Thursday, Arts and Crafts Day, we're gonna put together Snoopy on the typewriter here. Snoopy in the typewriter. Snoopy in the typewriter. I was hoping for the TV with Woodstock on it. The old retro TV. But, you know, I'll take it, baby. I'll take it. The Coalition to Ban Coalitions. I'll join that coalition. But then I'd have to quit. Because it's a coalition. I'm going in. So totally, eh? Yeah, last week I was kind of having trouble getting a full bong hit down. Thank you. I'm glad you like my shirt. It says everything. It says just what my hat says. You know? I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. Totally. I think my COPD was a little because I think my body was saying, hey, the flu is around, you want to get it? Hey, the flu is around, you want to get it? Because I had a little difficulty taking down a full bong hit, and when I would sit up really fast, I'd get a little bit dizzy. And I felt lethargic over the last few days. So I think that was as much as I was allowing the flu to hit me. I got you covered, buddy. You're covered, man. I cover all bets. So that's what I do with a flu. I say, fuck you, flu. I got enough going on. You don't need to stick your nose in. So that's how I feel about that. Stupid flu. Yeah, youngsters, they don't know how to deal with the flu. I got my daughter just about there. You know, she feels that flu, and she says, fuck you, flu. She takes some pills, eats, drinks, gets rest, says, fuck you, and she did. She said, fuck you to the flu. And it didn't get her. Even with Joey in the house here sick, coughing and sneezing and wheezing, none of us got sick. Why? Because we don't get sick. As much as we can help it. Once a year, my daughter gets sick, like the first week back to school or something. This year, no. No. We're rocking. Joey's at home. Joey got home Saturday evening. We dropped him off at the airport Saturday before noon, and he got home. He got home safely. We miss him already, so we haven't yet put any of the stuff away or put the bed down or anything. We're just kind of like, It was pouring down rain, and Joey goes, my God, it's raining. Why is it raining? Right? And my first response was, well, because we're sad you're leaving. And he said, oh, shut up. Really? And I said, yeah. I said, we're bummed. I'm bummed. I don't know about anybody else, but I said, I'm bummed. You know, I said, yeah, you were, you know, we didn't get to hang out enough. I said, next time, let's not plan anything. Let's not do anything. Let's just sit and just hang out and just bullshit. I mean, we did that the first couple of days. But, yeah, I mean, we just didn't have enough time. So after that last night, hanging out and chilling, it rained for like 24 hours, dude. I kid you not. It happened a couple of times while Joey was here. It rained. Totally. It rained the day they left for Chicago. It rained for 24 hours. And then it rained off and on Saturday. All day, off and on. Rained a lot down in the desert because Saturday we were down in the valley. Palm Springs. Palm Desert. Coachella Valley, right? I don't call it the Coachella Valley. I just call it the Low Desert. Only people from, you say Indio, you say Palm Springs, they're going, what? Rancho Mirage, Palm, they're going, what? You say Coachella and they go, oh, Coachella Fest? Yeah, that's it. Ugh. Tedious. It's like nobody knows geography anymore. Nobody knows what a map is. Oh, I know Google Earth. That's not a map. That's a video game. Because if it was a map, then you'd remember shit, right? That's what I love about paper maps, is that you can use them over and over and over again, and it collects your voyages, your trips, everything kind of. It becomes a diary of what you've done and where you've been, phone numbers and spots to stop and routes and things and mileages and yeah, I love that. And you can kind of do the same thing with GPS and Google and all of these, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. It's not the same as having your passenger being your co-pilot with a map, and keeping track of where you've been and where you're going and how many miles I used to do that when I was a kid. Read the maps and the little numbers in between the off-ramps and the destinations and, add stuff up and say, okay, we got this many miles to go, and because there wasn't a whole lot of signs, road signs and stuff back in the 70s, especially on some of the older highways. The newer ones would be a fucking sign every damn mile. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I can't believe it's already almost 6 o'clock. Well, I'm going to grab the old TV guide here. I'm just going to grab one off the top. I'm going to grab two, because we got a lot to go through. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I got 10 TV guides to get through. So, next April, Coachella 2026, Justin Bieber headlining. Oh yeah, I'm there. I'm there. Totally. Bustin' Jeebers. Bustin' Jeebers. So I got 2 TV guides here for the month of, it says October 1st through, what do we got here? October 9th through the 5th. Oh yeah. There, I think that's in a better. Yeah. 14 to 20, 16 through 22. And oh, look at that one. Bernadette Peters is on the cover of that one. Woohoo! I love me some Bernadette Peters. TV guides. So we've got two covers here. Let me show you these 2 covers. TV's Sex Crisis, a thoughtful analysis of a stormy controversy. And then we've got these 2 guys, these 2 doofuses here, from a show called Rossetti and Ryan. So, and that is Squire Friedel and Tony Roberts. Not that Tony Roberts, but he's a goober too. So we've got, let's do the one with Tony Roberts on the cover. And this one is from 1977. Let's just take a quick look at Monday evening. And, here we go. Gotta show you this. Any 6 tapes or records for only 5 cents. I'm telling you, man, what a deal. RCA. Not Columbia House, but RCA. Because they've got a slightly different selection. And the thing about getting RCA ones is that 8-track tapes were actually manufactured by the record house. So Columbia House Records and Tapes. Columbia House had their own cartridges. So they were Columbia House. And they were, you know, they were different. So they're considered club tapes in the what you call it, the 8-track circles, the 8-track yeah, Hollywood Squares, baby. And it's on tonight, October 3rd, 1977. Tony Randall, Edward Asner, Sandy Duncan, Elizabeth Montgomery, Jonathan Winters, and Harvey Korman. Woohoo! All right. Let's see. We have at 8 p.m. Monday night, October 3rd, 1977, we have Little House on the Prairie. Little House on the Prairie. And then in the middle here you can buy the Elvis story, the Elvis Presley story on record or tape, and you can get it on cassette, 8-track, or LP. That's pretty heavy. I think I might have the 8 tracks. I've got a lot of Elvis on 8-track. My grandmother would, and my mother especially, she would be very, very happy. Me and Dad saw Bernadette Peters sing live on Broadway. Oh yeah, you told me that. Into the Woods. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. And now I'm jealous. That's something to make me jealous. Right there. So we've got Elizabeth R. It was a young Elizabeth, the Queen. Elvis in concert. Wow. Documentary showcase. An essay on sexism. Gunsmoke. All right, at 9. San Pedro Beach Bums comedy. Wow. Lisa Reeves, Daryl McCullough. I don't see anybody in this. It looks like a 60-minute TV series. Out of nowhere, just a comedy. But it's a 60-minute comedy. Also, Murder in Peyton Place, Betty White comedy, Monty Python's Flying Circus, The Blue Knight. Ooh, Ernest Borgnine, right? No, that's George Kennedy, right? Oh no, this is a movie. 1973, William Holden. I wonder if they based the George Kennedy show on that. I think it's called The Blue Knight. The Virgin Soldiers, comedy drama, 1969. 9:30, Maude. I love me some Maude. Yep. I guess I was a Golden Girls fan too. Stephen Sondheim, yep. Totally. Every once in a while we'll watch an Elvis concert, right? Or I'll put on like an Elvis concert, or one of my Elvis collection that's got like the unreleased stuff, you know, an entire concert from back in the day. And that stuff's hard to find, you know, because he didn't do a lot of concerts that there was a period there where he was just doing movies, right? Cool Hand Luke. Oh yeah. Keep eating them eggs, man. Keep eating them eggs. Yeah, Robert Redford, right? So we just... yeah. Oh, yeah. George Canetti. George Canetti. That's how you pronounce it, George Canetti. Lowell Thomas remembers. 10. Testimony of two men. Doesn't sound interesting to me. Age of Uncertainty, documentary profiling Karl Marx. Huh? Rafferty, drama. Who is Rafferty? Patrick McGowan. That's who Rafferty is. In Pursuit of Liberty, documentary. Freedom of the Press, interpreted by John Milton. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Oliver Wendell Holmes. Let's see, In Search of Reincarnation. Ooh, at 10:30, Soap. Looks like a Billy Crystal heavy episode. Danny, of course, played by Ted Wass. Ted Wass is, of course, in the movie Selena. I'm sorry, not Selena. Sheena. This movie, Sheena. With Tanya Roberts. Sheena. Totally, eh? Ted Wass, he was the guy in that. I believe Ted Wass went and did some directing in TV later on after he kind of moved away from acting. I don't know why. I swallowed a fly. George Kennedy, now back to George Kennedy. George Kennedy was one of my favorite character actors. He just was able to show such a wide range of emotions, right? Just a hell of a guy. I'm trying to think of a particular movie. Oh, it just won't come to me. But there's one movie where he almost brings you to tears, because he's almost brought to tears, right? And it's just great. He just really always nailed it. We got some late night stuff here. Johnny Carson, guest host John Denver, with George Burns. Of course, they had just recently done Oh God together. Guest Richard Pryor and Dr. John Lilly. Kenny Rogers and Terry Garr. What a show, right? John Denver hosting George Burns, Richard Pryor, Kenny Rogers, and Terry Garr. What the hell is Terry Garr doing? She probably doesn't even make it onto I mean, somebody's not going to make it onto the show. It's going to go too crazy, and this author is going to get booted. Because that's what happens. That's what happens. Let's see, a movie, Tobor the Great from 1954. Yeah, Airport. I love the Airport series because he's in every one of those movies playing the same Petroni character. The guy that always saves the day. Right? Great fucking series. And then the last movie in the series where they fly the Concorde, Airport 79, I think it is. He actually gets to fly. Finally gets to fly. Finally gets his pilot license. Because for the longest time he was only rated to taxi, and he could not take it off the ground. And then in the final fourth movie, he's able to take off, but in the Concorde, no less. That's great. The Dirty Dozen. Dude, you're telling me. That's such a kick-ass fucking movie. What an ensemble cast, right? Who is that? John Cassavetes, right? He's in that. Telly Savalas. Oh man, it's just, yeah, the list goes on and on. This just goes fucking on and on. 7 in Darkness, 1969, a tale of survival in the wilderness involving the blind survivors of a plane crash, Dina Merrill, Wow. Wow. Okay. And then tomorrow with Tom Snyder, smoking his cigarettes with his big eyebrows. Guest hairdresser Vidal Sassoon and Deborah Mazzanti. Yeah, Deborah Mazzanti, founder of a beauty resort. Ooh. Ooh. And that wraps it up. And then Tuesday morning we'll check it out again. Gosh, that was fun. And then yeah, we'll just set that aside. We'll just set that aside. This one is from 1975. Ooh. Let's see what's happening 1975 in prime time. Match Game PM, Bill Macy, Betty White, Elaine Joyce, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Riley, and Richard Dawson are the guests. And then there is no Hollywood Squares. At 8, Invisible Man, science fiction, 60 minutes. David McCullum. I remember that show. I used to watch that show. That was a good show. In performance at Wolf Trap Music, Bonnie Raitt. Ooh, and I love these. I probably own something similar to this. A set of encyclopedias. Yeah, this has got some great different volumes. I like that. I like it when it's different. And of course, Lucille Ball, she claims to advocate owning these. Rhoda is also on at 8. I'm not into Rhoda. Gunsmoke. At 8:30, Phyllis. Phyllis with Cloris Leachman as Phyllis. At 9, movie Hush. Hush, Sweet Charlotte. 1964. Movie The UFO Incident. Oh, the story of Barney and Betty Hill. I remember that. Let's see. Almetta Speaks, The Blues. There you go. All in the Family. Powder Keg. Bonnie Raitt. Nick of Time. I think I've got some Bonnie Raitt, some early Bonnie Raitt. Early, like 1970 something. Let's see. Also another movie. Oh, this is actually an adventure show. Barbary Coast. William Shatner, Doug McClure. Oh, that's just too much. William Shatner and Doug McClure in a TV show together. That both those characters, I don't know, it just seems wow. Could they really do that? Could you really do that? Barbary Coast? Joseph Campanella? Wow. That's pretty heavy. Huh. Life and Death of Frida Kahlo, Mexican painter. Maud is on at 9:30 as well. And then at 10, Medical Center. Medical Center. Yeah, Chad Everett, James Daly, Diane Winter. I was never into that show. Ooh, but at 10 is Hee Haw. Barbara Mandrell is on. You remember the Mandrell sisters, that TV show? The Mandrells. Barbara Mandrell and her sisters. That was a great show. I remember that. That was a great variety show. My father used to make us watch that a lot, so there you go. I'm Guilty by Bonnie Raitt. I do not recall that. But then again, like I said, I'm not into titles. I'm into like feelings and emotions. Totally. Shut up, you goof. Mike Douglas, co-host Sally Struthers, guests Bob Hope, Vic Damone, Mert Coplin, Janice, Charles Grinkler, There you go. 1975. Wow. Let's see. Late night. Johnny Carson. Robert Goulet is the scheduled guest. Nuclear power hearings at 8:30 at night. Right. That should be prime time, but no. William Shatner's Twilight Zone episode. Yeah. Oh yeah. Terror at 20,000 feet. Is that what that episode was called? And then the movie The Twilight Zone, when they redid that whole episode in a scene in the movie, and it was John Lithgow who played that crazy character. That was pretty cool, man. Yeah, I might have to drink some coffee to that, yeah. And look at me watch. Yeah, it's after 6, yeah. There you go. 6:07. Oh, let's see here. And we're into late night here, so let's just get down to it. Actually, if we go to Tuesday morning, we can see Hollywood Squares, Jimmy Walker, Artie Johnson, Charo, Florence Henderson, Karen Valentine, Stephanie Edwards, Rich Little, Roddy McDowell, Paul Lynn, and Peter Marshall. Roddy McDowell. Love that guy. I think he was a bachelor. I think he was a confirmed bachelor his whole life, right? It's fine for me, people do whatever, but it makes me sad when people don't have kids. Like celebrities that you really, really want to see where their blood's taking them next, right? Where their DNA is going from there. That's what I love about, well, I can't say that I love it, because sometimes you get some shithead kids that come out of Hollywood. But Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's offspring are pretty cool. Yeah. And they're not necessarily like, because she was married before, I believe they got together. I think at some point, they may have had kids separately, I believe. I'm not going to get into it. But they're kids. They really look like them, Especially Kurt Russell's son looks so much like him. And then their daughter, amazingly, almost got mom's identical smile. Yeah, I watched the shit out of The Twilight Zone. Seriously. I grew up on The Twilight Zone. And, God, I must have seen every episode before I was out of my teens. 20 times, right? Because it was in syndication all over. But out here in California, it was on Channel 5. It was syndicated mostly on Channel 5. And it was pretty much on at multiple times during the day and night. And there were always... It seemed like you always saw a new episode, and then it became a regular episode for you, and then out of the blue there would be another episode that you'd never seen before, like the one where it's adapted from a story about a Civil War soldier who gets hanged off a bridge, and as he goes down into the water, as he gets thrown off of the bridge to hang, his rope breaks and he goes into the water and he nearly drowns coming out, and yada yada, and he rescues himself and gets out and runs, and all kinds of stuff happens to him, and he goes and sees his family and yada yada yada, and then all of a sudden he's back and he's dangling from that thing there. So that whole experience happened in that millisecond between falling and his neck snapping and him dying, right? There was a little millisecond, and in that millisecond he lived this whole experience, right? But there was no dialogue in any of it. And it was actually done by an Italian, I think. It was a short film by an Italian director who had done this. And because there was no dialogue in it, they actually used it as the whole thing as it stood for an episode of Twilight Zone. Incident at Something Bridge. And it's just one of my favorite obscure episodes. Episode with the soldier, ballerina. Oh, and the trash can. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The dolls in the trash can episode. That one there always blew my mind. And that clown, right? That clown was just crazy. Yeah, that one goes. That's one of my favorite Christmas episodes, right? Wow, yeah. Totally. Let's make tomorrow Twilight Zone. Right? Because we can. Twilight Zone. We'll discuss the Twilight Zone tomorrow on Television Tuesday some more, because I think I have an actual DVD of a couple of episodes, so that'll be cool. Let me write down today's information, right? Because we got Hank Williams, Greatest Hits. Hank 1. There we go. Totally. What's our movie of the day? Gosh, I hope I have a copy of it wherever we are. Well, there was a movie that we were talking about last week, I think, that we didn't really have a chance to get into much, or maybe it was a TV show. Well, I mean, I've got Sheena right here, and Ted Wass. He's in this, and I think one of my, of course, being a guy, one of my favorite scenes is the booby scene where she's like bathing or something, right? And she was not afraid to show her body. I love the fact that she eventually came back and was on that 70s show and gave us that before she passed away. That was great. Their toys at the end. Yeah, I know. I love that. I love that one. I love that one. I'll give you a toy at the end. I'm going to heat up my coffee, because if I don't, it's just going to be cold. I don't like cold coffee. Totally. So, of course, let me go ahead and get to this here. Let's see, what's the name of the movie where the black and white guy chained together the Defiant Ones? I think that was it, and it was Tony Randall and Sidney Poitier, was it not? And they redid that with was Lawrence Fishburne and who was that? I wanted to say it was a Baldwin, but I think it was that was a different one. I think this one was Lawrence Fishburne and oh crap, one of the wise guys, right? The guy that gets his brain eaten while he's alive in Red Dragon. I can't remember that guy's fucking name, damn it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is the Defiant Ones. And there's a bunch of those movies, right? Chained, and then movies where they're not really chained together, but they have to work together to, you know, you got it. There you go. See, I said it first. Totally. Good stuff. Good. That's one I haven't seen in a while, although I have seen it on one of those streaming channels pop up. And I can't recall the names of the other ones. Totally, eh? Totally. Man. Yeah, I was really out of it this last week. Just really tired. Well, I mean, my wife and I, we went out and did a lot of, you know, well, not a lot of house cleaning. For me, it's a lot. You know, one house every 3 or 4 days is a lot of work for me. Ooh, The Fugitive. Yeah. Totally. The One-Armed Man. I never got to watch a lot of The Fugitive, the TV show. I saw, you know, several episodes growing up when I was younger, when it was on syndication. But it was the movie, Harrison Ford movie, that I really dug. That was really, really cool. And I like that they did a sequel to that, U.S. Marshals, where it had nothing to do with Harrison Ford's character, but it was a different fugitive, and they kept the same U.S. Marshals. That I thought was cool. You know, it's totally cool. Yeah, totally cool. Totally. Yeah, I'm gonna get another bong hit together here, because what else am I gonna do? I saw the Harrison Ford Fugitive in the theater when I was living in Arizona somewhere in 1992, I think. 92 or 93, something like that. Whenever it came out and hit the theater, we saw it in the theater. My then girlfriend and her boy, 6 or 8 years old, something like that. And we saw that in the theater. We also saw Aladdin in the theater, and some other weird kid movies. Had I stayed with that girl, my life would have been really different. You know, thank goodness she cheated on me, and that was over quick. But it lasted for, you know, like 2 or 3 years. Almost 3 years with this lady who I had gone to high school with, and at some point we just kind of fell in together, and then it got really serious, you know. And what I didn't realize is that I was just a vehicle for escape, so that she could escape her life and her surroundings and everything that she wanted to get away from. And so it took me, of course, a decade to realize that I had just been used, and that I shouldn't spend so much time and energy dwelling on my boo-boo. I do want to see it now that you've hyped it up. I just have to find the right... What's going to happen is I'll be at a thrift shop somewhere, I guess, probably, and see a DVD version of it or something, and pick that up. Because like I do that all the time. So I'll keep my nodes open, and I just got sidetracked. I can't believe it's not, it's no longer 5. Men are entertainment for women. Ah. Are we? Well, then vice versa. Vice versa. Because, you know, I guess it goes both ways. I'm not saying I go both ways. Forget it. I'm going in. There we go. That's the ticket. I know what I can do. I have, well, back here, right there, that's my wife's mandolin that I got back from the guitar guy, finally. Finally got my shit together. So I got her mandolin, and it's tuned, ready to play. Now I just have to talk her into playing. So the next time we're just hanging out, sitting on the couch doing nothing, and I pick up my guitar, I'll hand her the mandolin. We're always in a stage of performance. That's great. UK classic. Mick Jagger in performance. Have you seen that? I have not seen that. I have not seen that. I have not. I'll admit it. But there, it's in the books there. There you go. Because I play guitar. She used to play mandolin when she was a little girl, so it's kind of a hey, let's be young again thing for me, because I like to take people back. So what I'm trying to do is take her back to her youth and her younger days, right? And join me in my little time trip. And she's got small hands. So I thought, okay, well, I've got a mandolin, I've got a ukulele, you know, I've got a 3/4 violin. If I can get her to play some of the smaller instruments, and then get my daughter to play the keyboard, then we can get something going on. So, no, I play the guitar, and I'm not great, but at the same time, I'd like to have a little variety. I'd like the three of us to be able to sit together and fiddle around. At some point, if I can get my daughter to do the keyboard, then I'll get an accordion, and then at the very least we can sit around and she can have one of those small little box accordions with just the little keys, right, and sit and do something, right. I will have to check that out. That's great. That's great. It's great stuff. So yeah, I figure what the hell, the mandolin. You know, I think it's a great time travel piece. You know, as she starts to play it and learn it. You know, hopefully it'll help propel her back into the past and join me, because I'm always there. Yeah, that would be great to have a little, just to, you know, because that's the way it used to be all over the world, in America and all over the UK. It used to be like that. Everybody in the family played a musical instrument, something a little different, and then at nighttime they would sit and after dinner they would sit and play music together, and Dad would read, and then they'd listen to a little bit of the radio, you know, and then that was like quality entertainment, because they were all involved every step of the way. you know, from the time the kids got home from school, through dinner, through chores, through bath time, you know, and it was all old family values, old school America, you know. And I'm not saying that you have to be this or that to enjoy those old school family values, you know. You just have to find a way so that you spend more time with your family than the rest of the world does, right? And so much back then was about family, you know. And whatever your family looks like, you know, spend more time with them. Whatever makes up your version of family. Back in the good old days, yep. Ah. Yep. Yes, sirree, Baba Rooney. Well, it's just about a half an hour left in the show here. And I'll probably go on as long as I can. But I do have to drive to the university today. My daughter's got an on-campus class, and she's still playing catch-up from Chicago, and most especially the week before Chicago, when we surprised her with a birthday party and had all of her friends there, and my wife's family, and Joey, of course, and it was just, yeah, it blew her mind, and she was crying and hugging, and it was great. So, and then of course that night her friends took her out, and then a night later, you know, she went out again for another birthday present. So she stayed quite busy that weekend and lost a lot of schoolwork time, and has just been playing catch up ever since. But yeah, it was great. And then the opposite end of the spectrum, my wife's birthday last night, we sat on the couch, right, and went, oh, I don't feel great. What are these stacked up here? These stacked up here on the top, these are wax injection molded things from the Chicago Museum of Science and Technology. This is the Aurora 7, Friendship 7 from the Aurora mission, right? Remember Friendship 7. And this is a robot. I am a robot. This is my robot. Robot, robot, robot. I am a robot. Beep, beep, beep. So that's cool. So Joey left a lot of stuff here, because especially this, not these are mine. He gave these to me. He's got some other wax figures. I'll pull those out when I get a chance. He left a lot of stuff here because he's always coming back. So we're just gonna make him a designated Joey drawer or chest or something. I think that's what I'll get, one of those old Kmart Christmas chests, and do that, a foot locker, right? A foot locker. I think that'd be neat. And then when he's here, we can set his bed up and put his foot locker at the end of his bed, at the foot of his bed, because it's a foot locker. And then yeah, all this stuff. And then maybe I can find a military style foot locker. Yeah, cigarettes, totally. These are unopened packs of cigarettes. They're props. I bought them back when cigarettes were like $8 a pack, and now they're like $15 a pack, $16 a pack. For the cigarettes I used to smoke before I stopped were American Spirits, and or the cheapest ones I could find, depending on what my budget was. But I had to give them up. I gave up a lot. I gave up booze, and I gave up cigarettes so that I could smoke pot for pain and depression. And it was like cigarettes and booze wasn't doing anything for me as far as helping with pain and depression and anxiety and stress and all this other crap. But marijuana did. Marijuana was like the cure-all, right? So I decided to go just switch to one vice and do that. And it's been good to me. Killing me slowly, but it's been good to me. I think if I'd been doing cigarettes and booze, that would have killed me quick. So I don't think I'd have made it this far. At this point, I'm just trying to survive to the next special thing, right? Oh. minutes, one of my dogs just barked right there in the room with my wife. Oh, jeez. All natural, organic American spirits. Yeah. I used to sell those when they were really new here in California. We used to sell those at Grateful Dead shows and fairs. And so my friend had a business license so that he could vend stuff. I don't know how he got away with vending tobacco, because you have to have a, you know, a license for that. But of course he probably did it knowing that he was not supposed to do it, but got away with it anyway. But it allowed him to buy tobacco wholesale in bulk, and he would do that. Killing Me Softly with his song, Roberta Flack. Totally. Killing me softly, eh? That's what that dog is, yeah. You're killing me. You're killing me. He's not soft. Nothing soft about that dog. I'm surprised he's not out there screaming right now. Because usually he just starts. He goes out and he just starts. But I think my wife nipped it in the bud. Shut up. Uh-oh, I better go see if he wants out into here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hi, Oliver. You gonna come out and say hi? Come here. You gonna come out and say hi? Come on, Stretch. No? Okay. You don't want to say hi? Stinky. Hey, Stinky, get in here. Hey, Oliver. Don't go scratching at a door. I mean it, Peanut. Doofus. See, when Sam comes in, he just finds a spot and you get on my bed if you want. Just curls up, hangs out. Yeah. I love a good lazy dog. No, really. So what do we got going on this week? We are wrapping up Viewer's Choice Week. Viewer's Choice Month. Oliver. I'm sorry, let me get with this stupid dog. Okay. Boy. Hey, James. What's going on, dude? Good morning. Good morning. Just another day, another week. Once again. Yeah. Listen to the Robin song. Don't fucking tell me what to do. Alright, I'll put it on the book here. There we go. I will do that. Hi. And I guess that eventually this week, when I get back to feeling like myself again, because I still feel kind of odd, totally, then I'll get, probably back to playing this guitar here live on TV. As soon as I can get my mouth figured out again, I'll probably put my teeth back in the morning, and then try to go back to wearing them all day long. But I found a sore spot that was rubbing, and I gotta get that figured out before I can wear them all day again. I'm getting there though. I'm getting there. Once I can wear them all day and practice singing with them in, I'll feel really good. Thelonious Monk. I listened to my father was into that kind of weird stuff. He used to throw weird names out just because they sounded weird. He used to say Thelonious Monk and Mott the Hoople and just weird names of bands. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's really a band. Yeah, Thelonious, right? Thelonious. I'll give you a Thelonious. You had to, when I was a kid, I could never trust anything that my father would say, because he would always in earnest tell you something, and then you'd believe it and tell your friends, and they go, man, you're stupid, that is not real. So I had to watch what I believed. And in that respect, I kind of do that to my daughter. So she'll question what it is that I'm telling her, but I'll never let her go without fessing up and telling her what is real and what is just my bullshit, right? Jazz Master. Okay. Now I know where you're coming from. Yeah, okay. Totally. The Monkster, dude. He was the monk man. What is stacked up here on my desk are those reel-to-reels that we were talking about last week. We were talking about some reel-to-reels. These 5 here, these small ones, are of Senator Tunney of California back in 73 and 74 during his campaigning stuff. So speeches and whatnot. And then the other stuff is just some recorded music, organ music and Christmas stuff and church stuff. So this is probably the week that I'm going to try to give this room here an overhaul and get things dialed in so I can add some more elements. Get rid of some of the elements that we've used and insert some new stuff. An 8-track player, cassette player, a reel-to-reel player, kind of put a stereo system back here. I don't want to cover up my poster too much over the edge, so I'm kind of trying to figure out where I want to put stuff. I'll probably put a cassette and 8-track down here, and then I don't know, I do want to keep the reel-to-reel on camera, so it's got to be somewhere here that we can still see it and use it. So so there you go, there's that. No, I don't smoke cigarettes. I often think I want a cigarette. I see other people smoking cigarettes, and I think, why can't that be me? It's, it's as disgusting a habit as smoking pot, but I do that. I was never a cigarette smoker until I started. In that I always swore that I was never going to smoke. And then all of a sudden I was smoking cigarettes. And that was pretty fucked up. That it just happened that way, It just happened and did. I guess I'm going to leave this on for the remainder of the show, the balance of my time here, so that I'm aware of what's going on. With this air conditioner here, I can't exactly hear what's happening in the rest of the house. But with my headphones on, I don't hear this. I hear more of the room than more of the house, actually. So that's great. I'm gonna while we're sitting here. Here. What's a nervous habit? What's a nervous habit? Because we just have to have something in our hands. Yeah, you know, I don't know if I have that kind of a nervous habit. I'll tell you what I like to have in my hands. A glass of cold milk. Yeah. If I'm just sitting and doing nothing, I'm fine with idle hands. I'm fine with that. You know. It's okay by me. I don't really tend to get too fidgety if I'm not doing something with my hands. I love to do stuff with my hands, but I don't have to. I think what I'm going to get into now is building models, right? I might get into doing some Legos here on the desk, because I can. So, and I've got a lot of Legos. And I like to build Lego stuff. I build different stuff. I follow the instructions and build what they tell us to build. And then after a while, I'll just rip it apart and build some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Yeah, hear me now. Forget about me later. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This, this whole week's probably going to be a veg fest. Fidget spinners. I know, that used to bug me. Lego my Lego. Those fidget spinners. It's like, jeez, dude.
Well, I have to do something. I got to, man. It's one of my bad habits. I gotta keep my hands busy.
Yeah. Why? Because they told you? Because you were programmed to do this, so there you go. Of course they help. Legos help everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean Egos. Yeah, you twisted freaks. You gotta have your spinners. Jeez. I just need my vial of cocaine. That's all I need. And chicken and waffles. That's all. Cocaine and waffles. That's all you need. You know, you don't need a spinner. You know, of course, unless it's an album. And it's the spinners, because then, yeah, totally. The spinners. The spinneros. The spinnerinis. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Is that what that is? A turkey? It's getting there, huh? We're almost. Another couple of months to go, right? And we're going to be there at turkey time. IHOP. We have an IHOP in here in our town. Well, it's the next town over, but that's only a few minutes down the road. Because, you know, we're those little towns that you drive through. It's like, hey, was that a town? Waffle House, yeah. Ooh, Cracker Barrel. Ooh, crack ahead. Damn stupid crackhead. That's me, baby. A crack in the head. That's what I am. Wiccan and Chaffles. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about here in the morning, live, coming to you live from Joshua Tree, California, here at 6:46 a.m. It is September 29th, 2025, here in the crazy little town of Joshua Tree. We got those weird little trees out here, the ones that kind of look like a little twisted man with big fuzzy mitts. Yeah, we don't like those things, man, because they're scary. At night when you're walking around and you look, oh, what the hell is that? Is that a person? Oh, it's one of them stupid fucking trees again. Damn it. And then you move and the moon goes behind it. You're like, did it move? Oh, shit, it's just a stupid tree. Yeah. Why did Cracker Barrel change their sign? I don't know. Because they're what you call it, their people said, let's go retro. Isn't that what they did? They went back to their old sign. If I'm thinking correctly from what I read in the news, was that they went back to their old signage. Is that what I'm saying? I don't know. Why not? I like vintage, I like retro, you know. Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard U2's Joshua Tree. I'm not a fan of U2. I'm just not. It's not that it's bad music, it's that it's not my style, right? The guitar, it's a lot of harmonics. Right? Is that what it is? Just a lot of harmonics. And, it's weird. They're a weird band. Completely. Well, you know, what are they? Irish or Scottish or something? Irish or, you know, one of those things. Totally. Yeah, like what's his face? And those other what's-their-faces. Totally. I totally know them, you know. Yeah, cheers. Bucket of mud. My dog is on the couch over there, curled up, passed out asleep. The other morning we woke up and I pulled the blanket back and there he was. So I reached over and I pulled him up next to me. And we probably cuddled there for 20 minutes. And he just buried his nose under my chin, under my beard, and just snored as we both laid there, and I scratched him, and yeah, it was great. And then I rolled him over and spooned him for a little while. And then I got up and he looked at me like, hey, what the fuck? We ain't done yet. Yeah, he's a sweet dog. But he's a rowdy fucker, too. When he came to us, he was pretty feral. He was pretty wild, so he can revert to that guy real quick. When somebody comes to the gate or to the door unannounced, he don't like that. He gets tough, even if it's a little kid, right? And I'm like, make sure that baby doesn't stick his fingers through the fence, because I don't know what my dog's going to do. Right? So there you go. And if you do, it ain't my fault, right? You see a dog snarling and snapping, you don't put your fingers in there. And if your kid don't know better, you better teach him. Yeah. But I think he'd be fine with a little kid, like one-on-one, you know. He'd probably sit and bark at a baby. He'd probably sit at a little baby to a toddler. Wah. He would probably just sit and go, boo, 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 and sit there and bark at it, basically, until he got tired of barking and decided he wanted to sniff and see what it's all about. But he does that. He's a goober. He's a big goober. Chihuahua. I Chihuahua. I chi a pet. Totally. Wow, I can't believe we gotta have to wrap it up here soon. Like I said, I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear. And see how long I can go before the house is awake. Is awake. Meaning my wife. I don't want to go in and wake her up because I don't think we have anything going on today other than going down to my daughter's class later this morning. Almost noon, right? 11:30. It just takes a couple of hours down and back. She's got an hour and 15-minute class. What kind of dogs? Hot dogs, wieners, Franks, those little Vienna sausages. Ooh, sausages, bratwurst. Oh, canines. I know what you mean. I'm just being facetious, because that's what I do. I'm silly. They're all mutts. They're all mutts. Sam, he is kind of the size and shape of a beagle. He's kind of a little bit lengthy, and he's short, muscular. He was really all muscles until we got him fixed, and now he's all fat. Floppy ears that are one is different than the other. He's black and tan with a white collar and chest, and white mittens. And every once in a while they pop up here. Ooh, little smokies. There you go. Oliver, he's white. He is biscuits on gravy, is what I call him. Little brown spots in kind of a milky white, off-white color. So I call him biscuits and gravy. That's his color. And he is part Chihuahua, part something else, because he's really tall. Got really long, skinny legs for a Chihuahua, and little tiny little feet, you know, and pointed ears. So he's some kind of Chihuahua mix. And then the last but not least is Tootsie, and she is the purebred mix. She is half purebred Dachshund and half purebred Chihuahua. So she is a full-on Chiweenie with ears that stand straight up. Huge, giant ears. Big as my hand now. What was the dog movie with the beagle? That was one of those weird kids movies, right? I don't remember that one. I remember the movie, but I don't remember the title. It was like the name of the dog, right? Hooper or Cooper or Chiswally or something. I don't remember. See, now you got me thinking of kids' dog movies. Well, we're not talking about Benji. Yeah, it ain't Beethoven. It ain't Call of the Wild. It ain't Canine Cop. It ain't Marmaduke. It ain't Snoopy. It ain't The Underdog. Is it? Is that what you're thinking of? The Underdog? It must be older than that. It's a kids movie from the 90s. Benji? Oh, well, he was a poodle. He was a poodle mutt. A ragamuffin little let's see, where's Benji? Here's Benji. Joe Camp. Here's Benji. Yeah, here it is. There's Benji. See, he was a ragamuffin with snarly, gnarly teeth and fuzzy feet. So Joe Camp was a Hollywood dog trainer guy, and he was a guy that would train dogs for movies and stuff, right? and he was really good with animals and getting animals to do stuff and then working their stuff into a movie, and that's pretty much what this was. And he just did a great job with this dog and the other elements. But it was a great cast. Peter Breck, who played one of the guys on Big Valley, the older brother. Christopher Connolly, Patsy Garrett, Tom Lester, Mark Slade, Herb Vergan, Deborah Whaley, Edgar Buchanan is an old actor, did a lot of stuff. Frances Bouvier, she was had kind of a snooty voice and was kind of a chubby little fuss budget. And Terry Carter, one of my favorite actors. He played the black cop that was assigned to work with McCloud in Dennis Weaver's McCloud show. Yeah, oh Lassie, Rin Tin Tin. Yo Rinny. There were some great dogs. What I liked were the dogs that were like on the shows or movies that were just like extras, like the Thin Man and that funny little dog they had on the Thin Man, right? That was a great movie series. Yeah, Bill, William, what's his face, and I can't remember their fucking, not enough. Oh, don't even go to Old Yeller. Oh no, Marley and Me, never saw it. It got so much hype that I said, Marley and Me, I don't think so. Old Yeller, Sounder, totally. Yeah, but the dogs in the shows and in the movies, that was really cool. Right? The sheepdog in the movie Labyrinth. Jennifer Connelly, that's a great. David Bowie, that was a great one. I like that one. Totally. Oh, John G. He added something to the story. Oh my gosh. Totally, eh? It was good. Yeah. I love those old Disney movies. Some of them, you know, it was tugging on them heartstrings. I like Kurt Russell Disney movies because he got to start early with Disney, you know. I believe Walt Disney hired him. He was I think he was one of the last people that Disney actually hired personally. But he, you know, he was raised up in that, and it was a business for him. It was a job. It was a business. He doesn't get into doing stuff like Jim Carrey and where he'd like live a role, or Val Kilmer. You know, I'm gonna live this. I'm gonna be Jim Morrison, right? It was just a job for him, right? Is Jennifer Connelly not the most beautiful woman on the planet Earth? She is not. I don't know. I love the way when you phrase it like that. Is she or is she not? She's hot. She's a hottie. She's a looker, right? I love her in Rocket Man. That's a great one. Where she was starting to fill out that dress. Va-va-va-voom. Va-va-va-va-voom. Yeah, good stuff. She did a lot of weird stuff. She's done stuff where she's been like naked and done naked stuff before, and I won't watch it. I won't watch it. I want to remember her as Rocket Man and Labyrinth and the little girl in all those earlier movies, and to watch a movie because, ooh, she's going to be naked. Maybe when I was younger, I would have been into that. But she's too beautiful to tarnish that image by seeing her in a raunchy movie. And I know she's done a raunchy movie or two, and I just won't go there. You know, I think the raunchiest movie that I saw was, what was it, Mulholland Drive, where she was a prostitute, or not a prostitute, but she was a girl who was doing it with people, and then it was getting recorded, right? And I think it was her and Nick Nolte and a few other people, right? Requiem for a Dream. Ooh, a rectum in my dream? I got cream in my rectum. Oh. Hey, this is the morning show here, all right? Let's take it easy here. Let's keep those comments there. Let's keep them casual, all right? All right, cream in a coffee. What kind of cream? Stop it. That coffee's getting cold, but it's getting less. So I don't really want to get up and have to deal with it. But I have lost my napkin. I lost my napkin. Where's my napkin? I don't see my napkin. Yeah, anyway, we're just going to keep kind of going this way. And I think that's why, because of her innocent look, it's hard for me to see her in that light, right? I'm an old-fashioned guy. I can't help it. I'm going to do this now in case we have to cut it off quick. Because once my wife comes out, starts doing her thing, it's our time. So there you go. So I'll have to bid y'all adios. Going in. Yeah. Adios, that's right. Even now, Jennifer Connelly has that kind of innocent mom look, right? Now she does great mom movies. You know, kind of innocent, naive, and strong, and beautiful, and sexy, and momish, and yeah, she's pretty cool. She's well-rounded. Not a, you know, a terrific, you know. Maybe she has been nominated for something, but she's just a really good actress. You know, she's way better than somebody like Julia Roberts, of course. You know, Julia Roberts. Oh, she's like, oh, that fucking horse face. I cannot stand Julia Roberts. I'm sorry. I don't usually like to comment on people like that, but oh man, it's like all she has is that fucking laugh, that big giant toothy laugh, and I cannot stand it, you know. And they just drove it into our freaking brains with that hooker movie, that you're pretty something. What was it called? Oh God, that movie. Something with what's his face. You know, the male gigolo guy. That gerbil guy. Beautiful Mind. Another great Ron Howard movie. Ron Howard, Brian Grazer. They did some great fucking movies. Imagine Pictures. Ron Howard. God, it's like every single thing he just you know. Yeah, just great stuff. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's right, she's in that, huh? Totally, I totally forgot about that, eh? She's like that, she's the woman there, eh? She's the girl, she's the lady, she's the wife, eh? Yeah. Sure, yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do this morning, if I'm gonna have some breakfast and then go lay down for a little bit. You hate Julia Roberts. Hate is pretty strong. She thinks her shit don't stink. Well, you gotta hand it to her people for making her believe that, right? She's got some good people. If they can make her think that her shit don't stink. Yeah, I don't hate her. I just don't like her. I'm not gonna put energy into hating someone like that. But I don't like her. You know, I don't think there's anything that she's in that I would watch specifically for her. I would watch it because it's a good movie or because it's got somebody else in it. But if it's a Julia Roberts vehicle, I don't want to get in. No. Russell Crowe's wife, who is a math genius. Oh, and we're talking about Jennifer Connelly, not Julia Roberts. Right. Because Julia Roberts, I would not see her in a movie like that, nor would I see her in could I see her in that or a movie like that or a Ron Howard movie, period. Did you like her in Steel Magnolias? Really? No. I was not a fan of Steel Magnolias. I did see the Steel Wheel Tour, the Rolling Stones. We used to call it the Steel Magnolia Tour, because they were old. But they've always been old, right? Once they got past the 80s, they were old. But they just kept pumping it out, and they're still pumping it out. I'd like to get that box set. That would be one of those things that I would love to own, would be the LP box set of like the Rolling Stones first, and then maybe like the Beatles, and then maybe Led Zeppelin, right? But those really nice box sets of all, you open it up and it's got all of their records in there, boom, 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 boom. You know, that would be great. I would love that. That I would treat myself if I had, you know, the means, like, you know, win the lottery or whatever. She played a young girl with cancer. Yeah, I remember that movie. I saw that movie. I saw it once or twice. It was always in some place where there was HBO or Showtime or something. So I'd sit and watch movies with people. Especially back in the day, you know. Hey man, what's up? Yeah, come on in, dude. Let's hang out. Let's watch some movies. What are you watching? I'm watching Steel Magnolias. What the hell is this? This is a chick flick? What the hell? Turn it. No, man. I just started, man. I just got into it, man. Check it out, dude. So yeah, I used to watch a lot of weird stuff. I'm sure there's a movie that she's in that I don't mind so much that she's in. You know, she doesn't do that yak, yak, yak laugh. But she probably does it in that one at some point. I mean, even though she's dying of cancer, she probably does the yak, yak, yak and the big toothy laugh, smile thing. And, yeah. It's not that it's horrible. It's just that she does it so often. It's like it's her thing. It's her go-to thing, is that big toothy yak, 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 yak. You know, it's unnecessary. I keep seeing her in this premiere, this trailer for a show or something, and she gets up in this girl's face and says, "Not everything in this world has to make you comfortable." And I'm like, "Bitch, you get out of my face." And every time she gets up close, I just want to punch her, you know. And gosh, that makes me feel horrible. I don't even know the lady. Sometimes I just want to, you know, right? So then I grab Snoopy, and I give Snoopy some kisses. Then I feel better. Because in lieu of having my dog sitting here on my lap, there he's awake and looking at me. He's like, "Hey man, Stop talking about Julia Roberts. You're pissing me off. Yeah. Hear me now. Forget about me later. Good old Benji. Is that the movie of the day? Let's do. Benji is the movie of the day. All right. There you go. Let me write that down in the file here. So because we talked about Benji. Benji. Totally. Totally. Totally, 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 totally. Oh, yeah. I'm just writing notes here so I can keep track of what's going on here. It was a great cast. Sally Field, Dolly Parton, Daryl Hannah, Olympia Dukakis, Shirley MacLaine, Sam Shepard, Tom Skerritt. Who else was in that? Wasn't there another guy in it? John Kovacs? I don't remember. There was some other. I think there was some other guy. But that was a great movie. It was a great ensemble cast. Yeah, it was a great. I could only watch it once. I think it was the fact that she was dying of cancer. I think that was one of the factors that turned me off. And it was a really emotional movie. It was one of those dramas. And when that movie came out, I was not into heavy dramas. I had enough heavy drama in my own life. I preferred escape movies. I preferred science fiction and fantasy, comedy, action, adventure, stuff that took you to another place. I didn't want to watch a movie that took me to places that I had already been. And death and dying and emotions and drama and love and hate and all that. I'd already done that by the time I was 10 years old, you know. So I tried to just have fun when I'd go to the movies. In fact, if I had the gumption, Dylan McDermott was in it. There you go. I knew there was another guy. There was some young guys in it, some young people. I loved Dylan McDermott. He's great. I loved him in Young Guns, right? The dirty guy, chewing tobacco and spitting all the time. Chavez, eat Chavez. Come here, you dirty Navajo greaser. Mexican greaser. Mexican greaser. Yeah, that's great. That's great. It's totally great. What a name, you know. Dylan McDermott. Yeah. Am I right? I think I'm right. Totally, eh? Totally. He's like totally, yeah. Navajo greaser. Mexican greaser. Navajo Mamba Jahamba. Dirty Mexican greaser. Totally, eh? Yeah. You know, and I'm not one for slurring somebody because of their nationality or their race or their color or something like that, right? But I am one for... I just embrace stereotypes, because if people are going to stereotype themselves, I'm just going to embrace who they are through their stereotype, right? And I'm also okay with laughing at myself. Like, I grew up with people able to laugh at themselves and laugh at others and make fun of, you make it fun of someone, and they'd laugh and they'd make fun of you, right? And then everybody started to take themselves too seriously. And now nobody can make fun of anybody and nobody can laugh at themselves. And it's just horrible, right? And that's sad. So, you know, fuck everybody who can't laugh at themselves and laugh at their own stereotypical bullshit, because they're steeped in it. And they just won't admit it. And they can't laugh at themselves. So you know what? I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to make fun of you. I'm going to poke fun of you. I'm going to laugh at you. Whatever you are, whatever your religion is, color, race, creed, it don't matter to me. Because we're all the same. So if I'm poking fun at you, I'm just poking fun at myself too. You know? So don't take it seriously. Don't get all pissy and, oh my God, he made fun of me because I'm this or that. I make fun of everybody. I make fun of myself most of all. So, yeah. Just take it. Just take a deep breath. Just take it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Exhale. Quit taking yourself so serious, people, right? That's it. Learn to laugh at yourself. Oh, how dare you say that about my flag or my religion, right? It's like, get over it, dude. Come on. Come on. Laugh. Go ahead. I dare you. I dare you to laugh at yourself. I will not. I'm too serious. I will not laugh at myself. I love the movie La Bamba. I really do. I didn't mean to let that go on, but yeah, that's one of my three. My three sad rock and roll movies are La Bamba, the Buddy Holly story with, of course, Buddy Hackett, and Selena. Orale, Selenas! With Julio Iglesias as Selena. I love, those are my three dead rocker movies that I love. There's other dead rocker movies, but that's like my little trio there, my little I'll sit and I'll watch all three of those in one day and just go, not my Selena, not my Richie. I love those movies. Great music, great soundtracks, great story, you know, great. And then, oh, totally. We'll do some of that next week. We'll do some Salinas and some, yeah. That's great stuff there. That's great stuff. It's totally good stuff. So it is, my grow lights just came on for my house plants over there, which reminds me I should probably give them a little bit of water. They look good, but I don't think I've watered them lately. Pluck off a few brown leaves, give them some water. At some point I gotta give them some dirt, some movie Affliction. You have an Affliction with Nick Nolte? James Covert, Nick Nolte. Affliction. No, I don't know. I don't think so. I'd have to say it's a definite maybe. I better put this in red like the other stuff. Affliction. Nick Nolte. James Coburn. You know what? Some of Nick Nolte's stuff, if you really, really watch his early films, right? And you watch him with the women in his early films, he is over masculine. He's overbearing. He's almost on the verge of being too heavy. Right? He really manhandles women. He really dominates them in some of his stuff. And if you take and go from today and go back and look at some of that old stuff and examine it from today's viewpoint, it's really like, oh my God, did he really do that to her, right? But yeah, you just go back and look at things and then think of it now, how far women have come to try to get some sense of equality, you know, and fairness, and to not be like dominated, right? And it's just, yeah, it's weird. He's the man. Nick Nolte does some great stuff. The Deep, that we just talked about that last week. That is one of my favorite Nick Nolte movies. But if you look at him in 48 Hours, he's like that with the girl there. He's kind of really over. She takes it, she stands up to him too, but he's really heavy-handed in a lot of his roles toward women. And so in a way, it's kind of a turn. When I see him manhandle and dominate Jacqueline Bisset's character in The Deep, it's always a turn-off for me, right? Yeah. Because I was one where I never wanted to dominate a woman, but I never wanted to be dominated by a woman. I always wanted it to be a mutual thing, right? And I never wanted it to get weird and violent or kinky or something, you know. And I think that's where I lost interest in a lot of girls growing up, is because they were just weird. Oh, Cape Fear, that's a good one. Yeah, he's good in that one. Oh yeah, Cape Fear. Who's the girl in that? Juliette Lewis. Am I right? Is it Juliette Lewis? Please tell me I'm right. And who is the man? Okay, great. But who was the opposite guy in that movie, that version? Because I think there was been like 3 or 4 versions of that particular flick. Totally. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to pop Down and Out in Beverly Hills, and that's one that I own. I'm gonna have to write down some stuff for next week. Right, Down and Out. Totally. Tom Hanks, that's what was his Tom. No. Robert De Niro played the bad guy. Okay, right. Yeah. I'm Robert De Niro. He's one of those turn-off guys. I liked his early stuff. Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, Dog Day Afternoon. That's a great one where he plays a guy that's got a male lover who wants to get a sex change, so they rob a bank. I mean, it's just a bizarre fucking story. His early stuff I love. And then he just starts to do the same thing. After he does one of those characters in Dick Tracy, which was like, wow, that's different. I like that. Do different stuff. And then he just fell into a rut. And he's done some great movies in that rut. But it's like you could take all of the movies that he did through the 90s and 2000s and edit together any kind of fucking movie you want. Mix them all together. Take 6 movies and mix them together and make any kind of movie you want. Because he always plays the same gangster guy, right? You could do any kind of combination, you know? And it's like, all right. The same thing with What's-His-Face. The other... They keep pulling me under. You know, I want you to meet my little friend. Gacy the Clown Detective. I love that's great. That's my sense of humor right there. What the hell is that guy's name? Here's another one of those mob faces. Meet the Fockers, right? There you go. One of those movies that, funny, I can watch, but once I watch it, it's like, okay, been there, done that, move on. And that's the bummer about today's movies, is there's, after a while, it loses its interest because it just becomes really dated. Whereas if you watch a movie that's really Al Pacino, that's Al Pacino. If you watch a movie that's like a classic that's dated, then it's timeless. You can watch it any time. Well, they didn't have cell phones, they didn't have this, they didn't have that, but it's such a great story. Let's remake it. You just destroyed it, right? So I was just thinking about that, looking on the lists of movies streaming, and it was like, yeah, that was a great movie back then. You know, something, but it's like, now it just kind of lays flat. It doesn't, you know, it's too time sensitive. A Scent of a Woman. Or that one where he falls in love with an AI or something, or creates an AI, and then, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Hoo-ah. I'm telling you, I got my pajamas on, my last sip of coffee. There it is. There you go. There you have it. There you are, right there in front of you. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna spruce it up in here and do something, get something different going on. I'm gonna take my weekly boxes, my daily boxes for the week. I'm just gonna fill them up full of 8 tracks and bring them in. And then I'm gonna put my table back here in front of my desk on occasion, so I can share this stuff with you. It's gonna take me this week to get back into the swing of things because, well, I'm slow, and I'm old. 7:29 a.m., 9:29. That would be September 29th, 2025. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are again, man. Yeah, here I sit, broken-hearted. Thought I finished, but only started. Gotcha. Gotcha. Totally, eh? Totally. Yeah, I can't wait till things are a little tidier and cleaned up in here. And I can get my groove on. I'm going to have to deflate that bed. Although it's fun to have a bed in the living room. We're going to have to deflate it. Roll it up so I can put my living room back together. Actually, I'm going to aim the living room now at my tube television, my RCA tube television there in my cabinet. And, hoo-yeah, hoo-yeah, hoo-yeah. And then hook up my Betamax and VCRs, VCR players to that TV so that we can watch both. And that'll be fun to have that option, because I got a lot of tapes. And then I'm going to have to do the DVD player to the other TV because it sends a weird glitch through the TV, the other. The old tube TV doesn't like the DVD player. Oh, yeah. So, but there you go. There you have it. There it is, right there. There you go. There you go. So I get a little excited. Got a little excited. Why? Because it's we've gone a half an hour long today. Of course, it probably won't last too much longer, because I don't think my wife can sleep past 7:30 or 8. She's probably up now wondering, God, is she ever going to get off? No, as soon as she's up, I'll hear her for sure. And then I'm gone, baby. I'm out of here. But not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Don't rock the boat, baby. Don't tip the boat over. Yeah, just don't do it, man. Don't do it. Well, I mean, if you have to, you know, rock the vote, right? Rock the vote. Totally. One of the answers to a question on what is it? Cash Cab. That's it. Every once in a while, I'll put on Cash Cab streaming and watch 10 episodes or something, and then go, all right, that's enough trivia. That's a fun show. That's lots of cool trivia. Plus, it's kind of silly, you know. I would be a great fourth person in the Cash Cab. The guy that sits back there and waits until nobody else knows something, and it's like, hey, wait, I know that, right? I would be that guy. The Cash Cab, the Hughes Corporation. The Hughes Corp, like the Howard Hughes. Totally, I'll smoke to that, eh? Totally. I have to fill out this chart here, this agenda, my little worksheet for the show, so I know what's going on day to day to week, post-production. Yeah, I used to use Tropic Thunder Suntout lotion, but it's made for rainstorms, so it's waterproof. Shut up, that's not real. Man, that stuff is... Whoa. Oh, don't rock the love boat. Okay. The Hughes Corporation. Yeah, baby. Well, that was something. Robert Downey Jr. is a genius. I have yet to watch the documentary in my queue, Senior, about his father, the director. Director, actor, writer. Director, writer, actor. But that's why Robert Downey Jr. got into the business, was because of his father. And coffee's gone, don't touch it. And yeah, kind of a bizarre combination, those two. Totally. So I'm anxious to watch that. I have seen a few of Senior's movies. Totally. I am mad. Oh, you... Really good doc. Oh, great. Great, thank you. A+, baby. I'm telling you. Hear me now and watch it later. It's excellent. Scrambled excellent. I'll know as soon as my wife starts opening doors. That'll be time to go. I can't wait till tomorrow because it's Television Tuesday, and we get to talk more about The Twilight Zone. Great show. It has survived in multiple different forms. So many ways. It's even got stuff a radio series in the present, right? I think in the 2010s there was a radio show version of the show. Not to mention the multiple times it's come back to television, the movies. Rodney Dangerfield, he did a Twilight Zone episode. He was the guy selling stuff in the street. Back to School. That's a great movie. That is where he goes back to school and happens to be at the same campus as his kid. He goes back as he was staying out as a kid. Hey, back to school, hey yo.
No respect.
Yeah, he's great. He did some great stuff. Good old Rodney Dangerfield. I loved it when he just popped up on a late night talk show, you know. Just a weird dude. He was always really self-conscious about himself. That was almost like really truly kind of him. I remember he did an episode of Home Improvement, Tim Allen, right? Where they went to watch a football game, a Super Bowl game or something. And while Tim was out screwing up the arena and turning off the lights and shit for the whole game, Rodney Dangerfield showed up and had Thanksgiving dinner. It was a Thanksgiving game. So he had Thanksgiving dinner with the Taylors there at the arena. And then, of course, Tim never got to meet the guy. Did I see the movie Chaplin with Robert Downey Jr.? Yes. Yes, that's one of my favorite Robert Downey Jr. movies, when he finally became somebody. Of course, he was in the throes of his own weird shit going on at the time. So even though the movie was great, nobody wanted to work with him because he was just in a horrible condition, right? And it was a weird movie for him. And it was before he had his teeth fixed, I believe. Because if you look at his early work, like in the movie Weird Science and Johnny Be Good, where he is just kind of a bit player, right? He's got horrible teeth, kind of like I did. But later on, all of a sudden he's got these beautiful teeth, just like Tom Cruise. All of a sudden, Tom Cruise just has these beautiful teeth. Does a couple of movies, and the first thing he does is get his teeth done, which is probably pretty smart, because if you're going to have some longevity, you don't want to have to stay with these teeth, right? Like Denzel Washington, he early on, after he did a little bit of TV, he got some teeth, man. He got teethses, and now that big Denzel Washington smile is one of his trademarks. The pickup artist, the guy that only draws and paints pictures of trucks. That's it. That's all he does. That was a great movie. It was kind of like Bob Ross on the road, right? Less Than Zero. Hey, it wasn't that unfunny. Totally Less Than Zero. That's one of those down in the dumps, addicted to drugs, gonna suck somebody off to make a gram, whatever. Yeah, he did some crazy good stuff. But he was going through so much at the time that it all just kind of went, it's just him, you know. And then nobody wants to work with the kook, you know. And he finally got his shit together, you know. And yeah, now he just kills it. He just does some great stuff. Of course, a lot of the stuff that he does now is that trademark Robert Downey Jr. guy, right? The character from Iron Man, right? That's pretty much his shtick now. That guy, that character, that, you know, hey, my shit don't stink, I'm the best, you know, hey, you gotta love me because I'm cool, kind of thing. And you know, I love it that he finally found. But he got himself into a bunch of movies where he was that guy, right? Unfortunate. I don't think it diminishes all of the good shit that he did. That's it. Did. All of the good stuff that he did. Home for the Holidays. I never seen that one. I try to stay away from holiday movies, right? Because they're always just so holiday, right? And then there are movies like Elf, where I could watch once, maybe twice, and that Will Ferrell, I hate Will Ferrell. Sorry, I dislike Will Ferrell. Yeah, he's always that same goon, no matter what he's doing. He's just goofing. He's just doing that same SNL character in different roles, you know. Heaven forbid he should be serious, because then I'd definitely turn him off. Totally. Home for the Holidays. We'll have to check that out. Because, the holidays are coming up. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Scanner Darkly. See, there's one that I haven't seen. It's not that I don't want to see it, I just never saw it, right? It's like, okay, that's one that's got that weird animation stuff going on, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Oh, no, that's that other one. I just never watched it, right? I just never did. I don't know why. What to do why? I think I have access to it. I just never watched it. But then there's a lot of movies like that. So there's a lot of older movies that are still new and fresh because I haven't seen them yet. So I can take that time trip back, right? And especially if it's in the 70s or 80s, then it's really a time trip because it's a new adventure in the past that I never got. I think I heard the door. Yep, there's the door. That's my cue, baby. Alright, looks like I'm going to be wrapping it up here shortly. What do we want to talk about as we go? We're going to load a little bit of a bong hit. I guess we'll do a last bong hit of the morning before I go, because I got just a couple of minutes here. Tomorrow, come on back. It's still viewer's choice, but I think we've got a few things picked out that I'm going to do. Oh, you hate Marvel movies too. One started the other day. My wife, she flicked it around and it was starting, so she just left it, and it was a cage filled with little baby raccoons, and I'm like, oh God, what is this? And as it reached in and the hand reached in to grab that baby raccoon, it went to Marvel Studios. I'm like, oh fuck, turn this off. No fucking super. And then she put on Ninja Warrior, and I'm like, okay, there are some real superheroes, let's do that. Yeah, baby, let's do that. Yeah. I can't stand Marvel movies either. DC, Marvel, old school stuff, yeah. This new century of Marvel crap. Iron Man. It started off good, but then they just got carried away. We got to put out 2 a year. We've got to put out 8 movies right now. We're going to tell you what we're going to do for the next 20 years of Marvel. This is what we got planned, and we're going to add to that. And they did. And it's like, oh God, give me a break. Robert was great in Oppenheimer. Never saw that. I think my daughter saw that at the theater. Going in, cover me. This is it. Last one. the old Tim Burton Batman, right? Is that what we're talking about? Because that's where it's at. I remember seeing those things in the theater. Yeah, saw one in Venice, saw one in Temecula. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, those are fun. The other one is crap. Crap. Anywho, all right, people. I am going to be getting out of here for the day. I will be back tomorrow. I swear I'm going to do it. I'm going to come back, and we're going to do this again. Bright and early in the morning, tomorrow at 5 a.m. The pre-show starts about 4:30, and then I clock in at 5. The test. Oh, those I like too. The second incarnation. Yeah, I like those. Those are good. For me, it's the Tim Burton version first. Well, of course, the original Bruce. Well, actually, before that, the original serial. Actually, it's the no, it's a comic. It's all good, baby. Batman. The newer Batman shit, I'm like, all right, just enough is enough. Enough is enough. You're taking it too far. All right, I am going to get out of here. Y'all know what to do, right? Y'all know what to do out there, all right? Take care of each other. Spread peace and love, not bullshit. Do something for yourself, right? But do something for somebody else, too. Why? Make you feel good, make somebody else feel good, make you a better person, make the world a better place, right? Oh, Jack was great as the Joker. I love it. Anyway, most especially stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody going to be weird for you. You got to do it. You got to put in the effort, all right? Take care of each other, all right? Do something for, your neighbor, some guy, the guy that you see ain't got nothing. All right, yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Get some more people here hanging out, doing the usual stuff. All right. Love y'all. I will be back tomorrow. Just take care of each other, Why not? Didn't hurt. Better than hate. A lot easier. A lot less energy. Until then, y'all take care. Oh, yeah. And guess what? Adios.